Namaskar. I think many of you know the meaning of this. Anyway, I tell you. It means the divinity within me. It calls Atman, the unit of Brahman, the Godhead, is greeting the divinity within you. Let's see. Hinduism is one of the oldest religion of the world, you know that. There are historical evidence of 5,500 to 6,000 years old early Harappan period or Indus Valley civilization. But Hinduism started much earlier than those periods. Its roots goes back to a prehistoric period. Obviously, Hinduism has gone through never-ending series of changes, still it's going. Big temples, idols, festivals, etc. came in much later time. But core spirituality, philosophy of the Vedas and Upanishads, these are the scriptures of Hinduism, of ancient India, composed by philosophers, poets, seers, seekers of, they called rishis. They were seeking the connection between us and the universe and seeking the absolute truth, the indivisible, infinite reality, what's going on between me and the whole universe, things like that. Those concepts has not changed. Though, there's like the geographical and cultural diversity in India is very high. In spite of this, the main sentiment, how I say this, the values or the ideals or beliefs are the same all throughout the subcontinent of India. But later on it branched out, the Sikhism, Buddhism, Jainism, all are the branches of Hinduism. Originally was Hindu. So I will go to the root, ancient scriptures. They were not written until a later time. They were orally memorized generations after generations. So all their like Sanskrit hymns, verses. So I picked 3 verses to address the main topics today, and I will read translation of those and will read few lines from the original Sanskrit transcript. You will hear a lot of Shanti mantras whenever you go to a temple in Sanskrit mantras. Shanti means peace. And Shanti mantra from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Upanishad is the oldest scripture. And then you'll see these mantras pray for humans, not Indians or Hindus. Now, even for domestic animals, birds and forests and sky and rivers and oceans. And living and all non-living objects too. So it's about universe. All religion in the world seeks for the betterment of mankind, of environment, of society. If a religion suggests violence against violence, then by definition it's not a religion. It's something else, right? Now the Shanti mantra that I will utter, Madhu vataritayate madhushkaranti sindhava, it goes like that. And none of us here understand Sanskrit, I guess. I will read the translation. Rabindranath Tagore, he got Nobel Literature Prize from Asia, the first man to get that. He was from Bengal, and in Bengali he writes, Edulok modhumoy, modhumoy e prithivir thuli. You heard modhu, the word, repeatedly. Madhu, the direct translation of the word madhu is honey. But in translation, it says sweetness. Because honey here doesn't mean exactly the beer bottle you buy from the store. But honey means, the bliss, the peacefulness, or how I say this, the pleasantness, like sweetness of honey. It's the extract or the essence of the core nectar of everything. That's how it goes. Let the sweetness of honey shower on you. Let the rivers yield honey. Let plants and herbs be wrapped with sweetness. Let the night and day become sweet. Let the earth and humanity be sweet. Let our ancestors, the heaven, the earth be sweet. Let the vegetation be covered with sweetness. Let the sun be sweet, and our cows give sweet milk. Here, ancient Indians were very much dependent on cattle, so you see that in this Sanskrit hand. India was invaded many times in history, that Mughal, British, etc. And since British left India 69 years ago, the border remains open in many places, and continuous influx of refugees is a crisis. But India never, deported or driven away or, did this to refugees at all. The verse that I'm going to recite is from Taittiriya Upanishad, and old scripture. Matri Deva Bhava, Pitri Deva Bhava, Acharya Deva Bhava, Atithi Deva Bhava. And it translates to, be one for whom the mother is God. Be one for whom the father is God. Be one for whom the teacher is God. And be one for whom the guest is God. It is very clear, of course they are not gods. It is advising to respect your mother, your father, your teachers, and your guests. Now, the thing that I like to say, what the guests mean. Atithi is a word that cannot be translated in English. So it's translated as a guest. So now I will explain what guests mean. Who are these guests? Who is not expected? Who is not invited or invited formally? Or tithi. Tithi means a particular point in time. There's nothing like that. So that means whose date of arrival or departure are not fixed, may arrive anytime. So that means that anyone may arrive anytime to your door. That those people are referred as guests here. So see, and as you respect your father and mother and teachers who are giving to you, someone arrives to your door and you give whatever you have to your guest. No distinction should be made based on guest color, caste, or creed. One should accommodate their wish and welcome with warmth and love and shower with caring and affection. All religions seek for the betterment of environment, individuals, scientists, right? But some religion focuses more on one area than the other. Like American Indian spirituality focuses more on environmental harmony. Christianity and Islam focuses on society. Hinduism focuses more on individual spirituality. So now I will recite one that explains about fear, how we should strengthen our inner power. I don't know how to explain this. Rabindranath Tagore, I will recite from, his poem is not from the ancient script, but he was very much influenced by Upanishad. So in his poem, you will hear the resonance of ancient scriptures. In this poem, he is saying that I pray to God to give me the strength, inner strength, so in good times, so that in bad times I'm not confused or I don't question your existence. Save me from danger is not my prayer. In face of danger, may I not fear. To my pained heart, consolation you may not offer. Instead, sorrows may I be able to conquer. If help I cannot gather, my strength not shatter. If loss I bear, if deception is all that I could gather, may I not accept defeat ever. Please deliver, may not be my prayer. To stay afloat, may I have the power. Your burden I will shoulder. Such consolation you may not offer. May I always have the power to bear. In days of joys to you, humbly my prayer may I be able to offer. In nights of despair, when deceives the world entire, may I not doubt you ever. Namaskar.